It wasn't long before Sir Byron arrived. "You called for me, Lord Lloyd?" Sir Byron, a knight with a solid build and a sturdy presence, had arrived at the scene. Lloyd, upon seeing him, smiled in satisfaction. "He looks even more reliable than I imagined from the novel." Sir Byron was one of the 5 knights serving the Frontera barony. Unlike the treacherous Sir Ulrich, Sir Byron and Javier remained loyal to the very end, never betraying their lord. Lloyd had already deemed him trustworthy based on his role in Knight of Blood and Iron. This is the kind of person we need to foster. Even though the novel depicted him as having average talent, trustworthiness comes first. Sir Byron was an honest and diligent man, and Lloyd's plan was to entrust the construction team to him, ensuring everything on the field would run smoothly. All of this was part of the plan from the start. Lloyd had called Sir Ulrich specifically to create a situation where he could discipline him, removing a problem from the barony. By making an example out of Sir Ulrich, he could establish authority and set the tone for future operations. Then, Lloyd could appoint Sir Byron, the more competent and loyal knight, to manage things. It was a calculated move to set the estate's foundation on solid ground. Lloyd looked at Sir Byron and spoke. "Yes, I called for you. I want you to take charge of overseeing this construction site. What do you think?" "I will carry out any task you ask of me, Lord Lloyd." "Good. The task isn't too complicated. The soldiers are gathering yellow soil here and transporting it to the worksite. Your job is to make sure they're working properly and not slacking off. Also, ensure they take breaks when needed. We can't have anyone collapsing from overexertion." "Understood." Not a word of hesitation. It was clear Sir Byron had heard about what had happened to Sir Ulrich, yet he showed no sign of concern or hesitation in his expression. His calm, composed demeanor only deepened Lloyd's trust in him. Lloyd handed over control of the soil collection site to Sir Byron and made his way to the next location, the construction site for the new Ondal rooms. There, craftsmen of various trades had gathered: carpenters, stonemasons, plasterers, and other skilled laborers, all summoned from around the territory. They were waiting for Lloyd's arrival. Naturally, their gazes were anything but respectful. To them, Lloyd was nothing more than a spoiled, unruly noble who'd likely never lifted a finger in his life. The fact that someone like him had called them out to a construction site filled them with unease and disdain. It was clear in their eyes they wanted nothing to do with him, but Lloyd didn't care about their opinions in the slightest. He casually approached them and stood before the craftsmen. "Now, I'm going to explain the concept and methods for constructing Ondal. Pay attention and listen carefully." "What?" The craftsmen looked at him, confused. From their perspective, Lloyd was a pampered young noble who had never worked a day in his life. And now this noble was claiming he would teach seasoned craftsmen the art of construction? It was laughable, like a child trying to instruct dragons on how to breathe fire. But their amusement didn't last long. "First, take a look at this. Focus." Swish! Lloyd unfurled the blueprint for the Ondal room he planned to build. These craftsmen, who had been used to constructing buildings with a haphazard approach in the countryside, had never seen a blueprint this meticulously detailed, based on professional architectural skills. Then Lloyd launched into a precise and professional explanation, his technical knowledge flowing out effortlessly, like a master reciting a well-practiced melody. The expressions of the craftsmen gradually shifted as they listened. Their scorn turned into curiosity. Then, that curiosity transformed into respect as they realized Lloyd knew what he was talking about. Half a day passed. Just as Lloyd had hoped, Sir Byron didn't disappoint. Thanks to his diligent supervision, the soldiers were able to transport the yellow soil to the site without any issues. At the same time, the soldiers got a solid workout from the labor. Lloyd himself had been busy all day as well. He led the construction team, not from afar, but hands-on. He strapped on his tool belt and personally demonstrated how to lay the Ondal floor, sweating alongside the workers as he taught them the technique. "Thanks to all this, we've made it through the first day of construction without any issues." The sky was now tinged with the colors of sunset. The first official day of work had been completed successfully. Lloyd surveyed the workers packing up their tools as the site wound down for the day. Thankfully, the craftsmen picked things up faster than expected. Things will get easy from here. After all, they were experienced craftsmen. Their time spent on the job wasn't just for show. They had shown strong interest in the Ondal floor, something they had never seen before. Once Lloyd explained the concept, they quickly grasped the core principles. With a little more guidance, Lloyd was confident that he could leave the construction work entirely in their capable hands. Once that happens, the system will be in place. The technical work will be handled by the craftsmen, the labor-intensive tasks by the soldiers, and Sir Byron will oversee everything. That means I won't have to be on site every day. I'll finally be able to focus on other matters. The whole point of forming a professional construction team was for the project to run on its own, to have a system that could generate money while giving Lloyd the freedom to pursue other ventures. Now that the construction was on track, it was time to shift focus to the next phase. This barony's overhaul is far from finished. Sir Ulrich was only the beginning. There were still larger, more deep-rooted problems that needed to be removed. It's about time for the next wave to hit. As Lloyd thought this, a voice called out from behind him. Lord Lloyd, I've come to speak with you regarding the matter of Sir Ulrich. The tone was arrogant, laced with contempt. It wasn't Javier. No, Lloyd had been expecting this visitor. Ah, of course. Sir Neumann. Sir Neumann, the senior knight of Frontera County. In Knight of Blood and Iron, Neumann was one of the biggest betrayers responsible for the downfall of the barony. As Lloyd turned to face the knight, he wore a smile akin to a fisherman reeling in his biggest catch.